Once again, we're staying in the modifying objects.dwg file. And we're going to have a look now at the boundary command. Now, the boundary command is very useful when you want to specify boundaries of an area and you don't want to have to draw all the way around the intricacies of that boundary. A very typical example of this is highlighting a room and going around the edges of columns and things like that. The boundary command is very useful because you pick an area inside the boundary and it finds the boundary for you. Let's have a look at how that works. So we're going to go to the layer drop down first in the layers panel in the home tab on the ribbon. And you'll notice we've got an eye floor layer that is frozen at the moment. Click on the snowflake to thaw it out and then click on that layer to make it the current drafting layer. Then what we'll do is we'll go to the top here where it says top, click on it, and we'll go to the drop down there, custom model views, and you want to go to your entrance named view. Zooms you in nice and neat and tidily. Now we want a boundary between the grid lines, but we want it going around the edges of the columns. Now the nice thing is boundary will find those edges for us very quickly and easily, but we want to make sure that we're on the right layer. Now you'll notice that when we went to the named view, the layer changed because it remembered the layer settings of that named view. So just make sure that you go back to eye floor there and thaw it out again and make it the current layer. Always check that when you're using named views because the named views do remember the layer settings of the drawing when the named view was created. So we're in our little area here in the entrance hall and we want to go up to the draw panel on the home tab on the ribbon, click on the flyout there and select boundary, not hatch or gradient, but boundary. And as you can see there, it creates a region or a polyline from an enclosed area. So click on boundary and the dialog box will pop up. Now we're going to use pick points in a moment, but we want island detection because we want it to find anything inside the area as well. And the object type will be Polyline. Now the boundary set is in the current viewport and basically what we're going to do is create a new boundary. So all we've got to do is go pick points, hover in this area here and click, and it finds the boundary for you and puts it on the eye floor layer. So all I've got to do now is press enter. And there's my boundary in place. You can just about see it if you hover over it like so. And there it is. It's a polyline on the eye floor layer. Now, keeping the eye floor layer current, what I want to do now is highlight by way of hatching that particular area of floor because it's going to be made into a nice marble floor for the entrance to the building. So we now go back up to the draw panel, click on the flyout again and select hatch. And the hatch pattern you want is the ANSI 31 in the pattern panel in the hatch creation tab there like so. Now if I come and hover over here, you can see it becomes a very bright purple. We need to change our hatch scale because we're working in metric millimeters and at the moment our hatch lines are 1 millimeter apart. So I'm going to change that to say 50 millimeters apart and press enter. And then when I come in here now, can you see they're nice and easily seen? I click once and I'm done. Can you see? And it hasn't hatched over the columns because it's using the boundary I've created. So I can close the hatch creation there and the hatch is done. Hit escape to deselect anything that might be selected. And I've used my boundary there to accurately hatch the entrance area of the building.